Well, hi everybody. This is BeautyBubble for Books for Bitcoin, episode number 1. This is all part of the Learning with Beauty series. Really learning, it's not learning from, just so that you know, it's learning with, where we go through the steps and struggles and success of navigating the internet for your advantage or for your campaign's advantage or for a nonprofit advantage. So it is a series. I've done a little bit of this before with the learn how to publish an ebook, and that was just kind of our general kind of where we went and what we were looking for, and that was for the ebook series. As it would turn out, we have yet to produce an ebook, but we do have 3 versions of Good Food Fall and Winter. One, of course, is the hardback, which has the black linen cover and the dust jacket, and I'll go into kind of why we went to the highest level of book publishing so that we could work our way down. Now, this has been over now, almost coming into a couple of years of publishing a book, which the Good Food was published in 51 days, which is a record considering that the recipes span really several decades of experience. So to kind of condense it all and actually publish a finished book that gets copied, gets delivered to your door in 51 days is kind of on the miracle side. And so that's why I think that in some way we can speak with just a little bit of experience, certainly not authority, but a little bit of experience as to how it can be done and accomplished, and really to encourage you, that you can do it too, and that there's a book in all of us, and it's scary as all out, but you can actually accomplish it. So today's episode is going to go over some of the techniques that I've learned over just the last week or so, because we're building up the Books for Bitcoin. You could look at it as an initiative. For you, it might be something else, and it's a campaign. For us, it's an initiative. It's going to end up being a little bit more complex than just having the book. But today we're going to go through the steps of using hashtags to your advantage and working towards the most difficult part of all of this, which is garnering, establishing, and making sure that you deliver your offer to your email list. And this is based on if literally you have less than 10 people that you could email this to outside of friends and family. You really, in fact, our email list, I know for a fact, is under 10 people. So imagine that. That is like an insane, silly amount of people when I run across people that have 50,000 members of their email list. That means if they had my book, any book, right, the LuLaRoe book, that they can email 50,000 people with a couple clicks is just unbelievable to me. And of course, there are massive numbers of people that have incredible email lists that pretty much they can move a lot of ideas around, and some of them have their lists and they've done nothing with them. That's also another kind of a plight of getting people to get onto your email list, and then there's nothing that ever happens. So this might encourage you that if you do it from the book writing perspective, that at least you would always be able to engage with your audience, or I don't know, I guess your email opt-iners. I don't know what how to refer to the email list of folks. So that's what today's YouTube is about. And unless we see the market move, and I have to keep an eye on it, then we are going to be going through the steps that I've been learning over the last couple of days. And so let me make sure that our YouTube is working okay. And I'll go to the event. I think I've got this figured out. Here. Okay, there we are there. Yes. Oh, it looks pretty out there too. All right, so we're going to welcome. Now, what isn't ready is the Nightbot. So the Nightbot is not programmed for Books for Bitcoin. So the Nightbot, once it gets going today, will be delivering you the traditional Bitcoin Nightbot stuff. Okay, so let me see. Let me see. Where do I want to start with this? Okay, let's do this. Over at Twitter, you are going to look at the trends for you. And anything that is closely, remarkably nearest to your particular initiative, you are going to use that hashtag. And you're going to use the hashtag on your Twitter, and it's going to be the very first thing that you say. And I'm going to show you that because, let me go over to our Chart Chat Connect WordPress, and you can see. And we will, let me kind of put that, let me see. I'm going to bring down the cookbook, and let me bring up. There's a few things I have to bring up actually. So give me just a couple moments here to bring this up. All right. I don't have like all my slides together. And then we go to the Hangout, which is right here. Okay. This is why people do the OBS. I can now see that. All right. So we hear a lot about make sure that you have your own property. So in this case, our own property is the Chart Chat Connect domain name, which we own, chartchatconnect.com, which is an unhosted domain at the moment, but that has always had its sister, which is over at wordpress.com. And so this is a theme that we chose. We did not do anything fancy. This is just a default. And our traditional header, which has been the header all along. And we did a 2-up. You'll notice how this works. These are 2 tweets, because when you are over at Instagram and WordPress.com do not call or pull the data. So you can't, even though there's lots of things on YouTube, on Google that tell you that yes, you can embed and yes, you can put it over on your website. I do believe that it probably is WordPress.com. However, I've noticed that over the last couple of years that the way that the Twitter and WordPress.com, how they marry together is awesome. It really is. So after some struggle today, the decision was made to go ahead and do 2-up. You'll notice it's a 2-up, 2 tweets. And you'll notice that even though this tweet was done back in December, we used the National Cookie Day hashtag with information about the cookbook, and we posted that tweet out. Below it is the opt-in tweet. And Upscribe actually does it this way, but once again, want more good food? Our best recipes from the first book right to your inbox. That's exactly what you would read if you go over to the Upscribe and you opt in for the free recipe. So it's WordPress.com using Twitter. Now you have to do some pre-work, and one of the clever things is that if you do have, and we'll work on the bacon because it's bacon day today, so I'm going to show you a real life example here. In this case, it was National Cookie Day. Now we have several cookie recipes, but this particular recipe has a story that goes along with it. So it's more than a recipe. It's a recipe and a story that engages the reader into wanting to own the copy of the book. That's what we're thinking will happen. Another thing is that the photography that we used on Twitter is not identical to the photography that we used over at Instagram. I don't think. We took them from different camera rolls. I get a set of pictures that I like and I put out on Twitter, and the Quiet Chef has his own camera roll in his phone, and he doesn't upload all of his images from the Better camera. So he could send me an email from the Better camera, but yet he has his own camera roll to do setup shots and that sort of thing. So I'm going to show you the difference between the imagery that goes out through Twitter versus the imagery that comes through your camera roll. So you have to be, we're brand new to this, so I'm just probably being a little bit more hyper interested, but you'll notice the difference when I take you over to Instagram. But you should have a couple of shots on your camera roll, and you should have a couple of shots that are from your Better camera, so that you've got some texture around the promotion itself. For it to be the same picture, the selfie picture in front of the Mona Lisa, and it's the same selfie picture in front of the Mona Lisa, those are the sorts of things that you might think about changing up, because you're better off doing a selfie, a shoofy, an overshot, a walking forward shot. Have even, it doesn't have to be that complicated. Do 3 or 4 shots in the place where you're at, where you think that you want to embrace the moment. Okay, so just think about that, and you'll notice when we go over to Instagram. But this is what we came up with, and of course, this the little bit of narrative here at the top will probably change because it's probably a little clumsy. But once again, it's 2, and it's provable, social proof that we've been on Twitter. Twitter likes that. WordPress likes that. And then the opt-in, what Upscribe has done here is just brilliant, because they have their own MailChimp system, and it's just really fun the way that you do it. And I can do this over at Medium too, the opt-in. And then down below you'll see is that because we have the one website, we are not domain junkies at all. We've only ever had 2 websites. One was chartchatconnect.com, and the other one was Coin Chat Connect. And if you can believe it, I opted to drop the Coin Chat and kept the Chart Chat. And which is okay. This is what happens in domains. There's really I don't think that there's a right way or a wrong way, because my name is synonymous with Chart Chat Connect, and so it's become more of a little bit of a lifestyle brand. And that's what we've done here in the narrative, describing what it is, and that's at the very bottom. And then of course you do your nice salutation there at the bottom, sincerely sent. So really simple, one page, probably looks really great on a mobile device, and probably stands out beautifully on a iPad because of the graphite coloration and the way that the blue is, and so it's super, super good. All right, so we'll go ahead and let's visit the site. So this is the inner workings. So visit the site, and then you'll see the big blowout and what it looks like in the big McDaddy here. Free recipe for our Instagram followers, okay, for our Instagram followers. Now you'll notice that what I had to do is I had to remove any instance of Instagram because all of this will be put over to Instagram. So let's go ahead and make sure you guys follow where I'm at right now. Remember, this is probably present to everyone. Okay, there we go. It's the first time that I've kind of gone through the steps. I'm really journaling myself. So think you follow. You use the Twitter trending to give you the push to go ahead and toss something out on Twitter. And then you take it over to you have to have a campaign, of course. Then you take your Twitter, just your embed of Twitter, over to in this case, our WordPress.com, and keep it really, really simple. These particular drop downs are not deep. Of course, they could be, but they really are to encourage your reader to opt in this case, for the free recipe. Okay, that's the real reason, not only because we're nice people and we want to share, these beautiful moments in our life, but what I'm hearing from all book publishers now, this is not just Beauty trying to be, her nutty self. No, all book publishers say this is your first line of defense whenever you have written a book, is that to have that email list, definitely dense and robust and working, and people want to opt in and get the ball rolling. So what we've done on this one is that we've offered up, I think it was, I think I said 8. You get you'll get 8 emails from us and then an offer for the book. And that gives us enough time to figure out exactly how we are going to offer the book up on the digital side. So it's like 8 free recipes over a course of, a while. And then you would get a chance to own the book. Okay, so let's head on over to Instagram. Oh, I don't need that, I need this. Let's make sure you guys can actually see the Instagram. And you want to go to our Instagram. And you'll notice that we only have 2 posts. And here it is right here, BeautyBubble Live. BeautyBubble Live right here. And a puree of Bitcoin markets, lifestyle, random life advice, and fashion with a dash of cookbook with the chart chat connect.wordpress. Now what will happen over here is that the very first post that we made, you'll notice that the photography is different, right? And also because the National Cookie Day was focused on the cookies, but the good food focuses on these other elements that we have during the holiday season. And I'll have to have a quiet, I know that that's the lemon cheese, and then this is a some sort of a it's an Italian, it's like a pickled eggplant, but it's like a top that you put on bread. I'll have to ask him about this one. And then the one in the back, yeah, we have to get him to share what's in these items here. But once again, this gives you a chance to post a picture and talk or make commentary about these 3 other items, and of course the decorative way and the styling that went into the photography and all of that. So you'll notice what I did was that he posted through the Instagram on the iPad. That's how this photograph got here. Notice the difference between the photograph that's over on Twitter and this photograph here. So this is a photograph that came from the iPhone, and really just to capture, I think we were just kind of capturing what was happening right then and there. This is not overly styled or anything, but it was getting ready for the higher resolution photograph that you see over at Instagram. Okay, so then I came in and I said, grab the Quiet Chef's free recipe through the link in our profile from the gorgeous hashtag cookbook on New Year's Day. And then I came back in and I said, grab the Quiet Chef's free recipe through the link in our profile from the gorgeous self-published cookbook, Good Food Fall and Winter on New Year's Day. So I'm not putting myself down at all for uh, playing around with the commentary, see what works, see what hashtags, for example, like self-published cookbook. I think there's only like two people or something with that hashtag. Obviously, the New Year's Day. This is another one. The New Year's Day. They've actually stopped letting people do the hashtag New Year's Day. Of course, I didn't have no idea. So there's that whole kind of. There's a little bit of like. I'm not gonna. The word that I would just casually use is that it's a little political wrangling going on here. That why would New Year's Day, based on how fast you got in there, that those posts are all right, has to be put in another queue, and then you're not given a chance. There's no alternative. They're not saying, okay, New Year's Day is off, but try these hashtags instead. There's none of that going on over at Instagram. And then we were very happy to see that Ross Brand won, and Au Natural Aromatherapy, and I love Brad, Big Bad Brad, and Alfredo, and then someone that I don't know at all, cookpot_TW. So I was instructed to go on over to their site, which I'll do with everyone else too, and make a comment or like or thank you, etc., and get that whole relationship cycle going with those that like your posts over at Instagram. So that's where we're at with that. Let me go back because we only did 2 posts so that you can see the difference. Now here's the bundt cake. Okay, once again, we have a new person, Teal and Gold and Blake Hunter. These are 2 new people that have liked this, so we'll have to go over and say thank you and so forth. And then you'll see Brad was being very facetious. Oh my goodness, you finally posted something. Yes, Brad, we did. And then, of course, I say grab the Quiet Chef's free recipe, which is a highly used hashtag, through the link in our profile from the gorgeous self-published book. Notice how I was able to clean that up because that is a big hashtag. And good and food, of course. And then we are Instagram newbies. This is a hashtag. And, of course, the Be Patient, which is more kind of motivational as it would be. But I put that as a hashtag as well. So when we X out, of course, in the profile, and I'll have to go over, I'm pretty sure if we go here, you're going to notice that there's the website, there's the bio, and in our profile, I think what they want us to do is the bio section of the profile needs to be, make sure that it has hold on just a moment, make sure that it has this. So we might have to rework the wording on the profile. I think people do this a little differently. Is there a profile inside of the picture? No, because we didn't go deep with this. So I'll have to go and revisit that, because for us, what it does is the profile, when you visit the profile, you need to come here to opt in for the free recipe. So we have to make sure that, and they don't give you a whole lot of room here, that we're taking advantage of the profile in the right way. Because the profile could actually end up being a comment, one of the first comments. Okay. All right, so then let's head on over to Twitter. This is when the fun's going to start. You'll notice that Bacon Day is what? It's a hashtag. So the first thing that you want to do, if you want your tweet to look really nice, is go ahead and put Bacon Day in there. And then go back and revisit your older tweets so you know it's a photograph. Bacon Day, and then Good Food, Fall and Winter. We can copy from here too, by the way, because it's interactive. And we can then go to Twitter, and we're going to do it just exactly the same, okay? And, okay, then that's the ginger snap. We don't want that just yet. Don't want that. Hold up. I think we went we came into the tweet too fast. All right, and then the page number. The page number is going to be page number, I think I should have made a note of it. Page number, it's uppity up, up, up. It's going to be page number 167. Page 167. And I'll go page 167, and I'll go here. Page 167, and then it's a cool little thing that so this is called Crafting the Tweet, page 167. Soon to be offered as a digital copy for Bitcoin. So soon to be offered. Now remember, we have books for Bitcoin through books for Bitcoin. And we're going to do a hashtag on this so that we can keep track that we've done these posts. Soon to be offered through books for Bitcoin and unlock. Soon to be offered through books for Bitcoin and unlock the PDF before the cookies. Okay. Soon to be offered for, so we'll go ahead and let's see what we're going to say there. We don't know exactly yet. Let's see. Fall and winter, soon to be offered. Now we know that it's bacon. And I don't have to say too much because it's the southern green beans. Let me go ahead and get the snapshot of the picture. Let's do that first. Get that over to the desktop. Okay. And let me see what I want to do. Okay, I'm going to bring that down. And if you guys are still with me, I'm going to, okay, when we bring this down, okay, we're going to bring this up, Twitter, and we're going to bring that down just a little bit and clean up through date modification and bring this down here. So it's going to be the southern green beans. Fall winter soon to be offered through books for Bitcoin. Remember, this is a little bit different. This is not going over to Instagram right now. What do I want to say? Well, let's see what people are saying about Bacon Day. I have no idea. Bacon Day. All right, it's International Bacon Day. First of all, buddies, it's International Bacon Day. Dudes. International Bacon Day. We're going to take advantage of that. And Bacon Day, it's everything is better with bacon, which is kind of the how to celebrate. Okay, so we'll do celebrate. Use the word celebrate. Celebrate with us. By visiting our Instagram. And then what's the name of our Instagram? BeautyBubble Live. Come back over here. Come here. For all the details. And the only thing that's missing here is when we did the cookie day, fall winter ginger snaps. Okay, that's what I thought I was missing. Fall winter ginger snaps. I need to put Southern green beans. And let's go back to make sure that it's all uppercase with no periods and so forth, and that's right. We did that right. Page 167, soon to be offered through Books for Bitcoin. Celebrate with us by visiting our Instagram. Instagram for all. I don't like that for all the details. How about for lots more? Be of good cheer. Sincerely sent, B. I think we can get this in. Beauty and the Quiet Chef. See if we can fit all this in because we have so many more characters. All right, so we're going to go ahead and tweet that out. You ready? There we go. Let's see how it looks. All right, so that's how it looks. Now, if we were to take this directly over to the website, we would see how really gorgeous that is, and then we would add the opt-in, right? So what we could do, though, is that we can like it, and we can add the opt-in page as a thread, which is this one right here. So let's go ahead and we don't want to go into the opt-in exactly. We want to go into the tweet itself. And let's see if I can go into the tweet itself. There we go. All right. And then we want to take a copy of this tweet, take it over here and add it as a comment. It should have been threaded, but it's okay. Add it to there. Uh-oh, gotta sneeze. Gotta sneeze, gotta sneeze, gotta sneeze. Uh-oh. Pardon me. I tried to hold it back. Okay, so do you see how I was able to do that? Now, what I put on Twitter is starting to look more like the web page. So there's consistency there. Now, still over at Instagram, I can find another photograph, especially for the green beans, another photograph, put that on Instagram, and then repeat the loop. But you can see that, you know, you have to spend some time looking at things from a higher level, and then always be thinking, well, what if you were the person? Would you want to engage with that enough to opt in, right? And we don't know. I don't think we're going to know for quite some time, but we just keep working on it. And so now we have the cookie, the bundt cake, and then it just depends on whether or not the southern green beans is going to be offered as a free recipe. You notice there's nothing in here, right? There's nothing in this tweet whatsoever that says this is the recipe you are going to be getting as a free recipe and an introduction to, you know, the book and more recipes, etc. I think that makes sense. All right, and I'm probably thinking about this far more delicately than most. As far as, let's go to the bundt cake, right? So this is the famous bundt cake. And if you can remember this photography, for example, let me show you that this is the way that it comes out on the cookbook, but we also have some overhead shots, I believe, in Quiet's camera roll. So that's another idea. It could be the overside, it could be a sliced, oh, I know, we have the sliced piece on a plate. And we've used that, I think, over at our Google+. So that's the example. So you would imagine all the different ways that you could photograph the same item and use, it's the same thing, right? It's not any different. It's actually even the same cake, just different shots at different stages. And if you have enough photography and you've decided what your look and feel is going to be, you have a little bit of a head start once you take it over to your true property, right? Your true property, the property that you have something to do with. It's not, the only reason that WordPress would go down is because the whole world had gone cuckoo nuts, right? Your work is going to be on WordPress, whereas on the other sites, as we know, we don't ever really know. Of course, no one's thinking any ill will towards Instagram or Twitter or any of that. But when the direction of everything that you do should be back home, after you spend all this time with everybody else, it should be, well, what's it going to look like when I go back home? It's like a long weekend of shopping, right? And you get into this frenzy, and then it becomes, well, you need this and you forgot that, so you better run out and get this. And then you come home and you open everything up and it looks altogether different, because now it's in your life. It's not in other people's lives. It's in your space. And if it fits right for you in your own space without all the other cacophony going on, then I think that then you'll have a better sense of what it is that you want to do with your campaign. So I think that that says it all pretty much, except for that. Let's do something interesting. Remember how we used national what? We use national, probably going to get a lot of stuff about this, but we are going to go ahead and pin the tweet. We're going to pin it to our profile. Pin. View now. And here it is once it has been pinned. It doesn't do anything different with the embed or anything like that at all. And we can now see if International Bacon Day is any different than Bacon Day. So let's view our tweet activity. Well, it's Saturday, it's December 30th. We only have 39 impressions, so I can tell you that in my experience, that hashtag may not be working, but we'll let it just do its thing. Clearly, the impressions are not going to get me 39 emails. So that's that tug and pull that you have. You've put it out there that you want to get an email address. And then the other side is that, are you going to get more Instagram followers? Are you going to find that you're getting more followers that are in your genre or in your outreach on Twitter? So I think that we could have, even though I don't like the way it looks, let's go ahead and we are going to go Bacon Day. Just regular old Bacon Day. And tweet. And you'll probably notice right away, let me go home just to compare. And here we go with this one. 2. This one should grow, but I'm not too certain. 4, 6. So we'll see how this works out. If in the next 15 minutes, which one actually got more impressions than the other. I prefer to just use the one up above. Well, obviously we could have done Bacon Day. I didn't have to be all fancy with myself and go International Bacon Day, but I want to keep it within a certain framework. And so that's why it's one line of the hashtag. Then, of course, the good food fall and winter, the name of the recipe, the page number where it can be found on the book. Now, there's other things that I could have put the ISBN number and all of that too, which we've tried to do. So, you may see some improvements. I was more concerned about what I wanted to say to the reader and, what that would look like, especially doing the books for Bitcoin. We do books for Bitcoin. You'll notice that the latest, so there's books for Bitcoin, books for Bitcoin, books for Bitcoin. And so it's just a little teeny tiny hashtag, but we don't know. We don't know. All right, so we'll X out of Twitter, and then you know about the Instagram now. Definitely follow us. It's a brand new baby account. It's been in the system for a very long time, but these are the two first photographs that we've ever posted. And like I said, I do have to follow up with Teal and Gold, which is this one, Teal and Gold, as seen in Vogue. As seen in Vogue. Wow. Very cool. So they definitely have a style, which is color-based, I guess, hence teal and gold. So this is the way that they say teal and gold is seen in Vogue. Gibson Housewares tagged Tealand Gold World Shipping. Hello at Tealand Gold. Tealand Gold. Okay, so they've got a very deeper profile than the one that I was able to build out. So I'll have to see about that. So we want to say definitely to follow. Now this is different because let me see what how do I get to their posts? What is this one here? Well, these are all the other people that you can recommend to people. All right, well, Tealand Gold, I'll go ahead and let me go through your Instagram first to decide precisely. Well, I have to go back to mine to see. It looks as though you liked yeah, I think you thumbs up. And then I'll go back in and maybe that there's a post that is closely related to this one, which is the one that this one's the one. So the cake stand, and let me see if there's a cake stand here. This is pretty. That hashtag weekend. That's very pretty, actually. The whole point of the week is the weekend. It's very pretty. I'm going to go ahead and like this. And then I'll make a comment. There we go. And then I started a new hashtag called Cake with Friends. I have no idea what that is. Is there even ooh, Cake with Friends. See, now that's a good hashtag right there. Cake with Friends. So we could have done the bundt cake, the Cake with Friends. So let me go back over here. Now we know a little bit more. And we can, I don't think I made a comment over here. I did not. Let me find the name of the cake too. Hold on, let me go. So we go to the cookbook. And we go X out of that and control find for bundt. You know it's the caramel. So bundt, 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 bundt. There we go. And the one that we want to do, we have the buttermilk one. We have the applesauce cake, which is that one. I'm sorry, it's the applesauce cake. Yes, yes, yes. Applesauce cake. All right. Cake with friends. Okay. And then when I refer to someone else, do I just put an at? Do I say at TLN Gold? TLN Gold, like that? Is that what I do? I think so. All right, let's see what happens. TLN Gold, let's see. Yes, okay, I did that right then. Okay, all right, well, that's enough fiddling around with that. And so you guys get the point that we're very baby with the Instagram. We're getting a lot of love and a lot of help. And I want to say thank you. You guys know who you are. And even though we can be in completely different, not only different parts of the world, but have a different attitude, a different aesthetic, and all these, little pieces of, Instagram truth are coming up to the surface, and we're all starting to, be better and doing good for each other. So I really look forward to the journey here over at Instagram, and that's how we did it today. And so you got to see how the Twitter went. We'll get rid of that. And then, of course, you see how the holiday treats good food went with the 2 Twitter posts. You saw the little narrative on the lifestyle channel. The Chart Chat Connect is now a lifestyle channel. It's not just centric to Bitcoin. All right. I think that's pretty cool. Where do I want to leave you with? I want to leave you with, as a matter of fact, let me drop this down and I will come up to the cookbook and we'll go into the applesauce cake, which is this one right here. You'll see how different it looks. So it's still a beautiful photograph, but you can see that when you take it from the camera roll, and we go, share. There we go. Let me talk a little bit about this. Let me go over to here. So, okay. So when you're in your book publishing software, you have all of these things that you can do. Okay? You can crop the picture, you can put it on your background color, which can all be customized, and so you can see that this particular snapshot, I could have taken the snapshot, sent it over to the Quiet Chef. He would then have it in his phone camera roll, and then he could upload it to Instagram, and it would be identical to the cookbook. But the story that you're trying to tell through the lens of Instagram, from what I can see, you have to kind of lift yourself up, just like you do when you're writing the book. But not always when you're writing the book do you really know exactly what it's going to look and feel like once it's delivered to you. You just don't. It's amazing that when you're working on a book and you're trying your best to kind of facilitate that part of your brain that goes, okay, I can see it now. When it's delivered to you, it's a mind blow. You're looking at every single pixel, the colors that you chose, and it's an amazing journey of creativity and just exertion of pure will. So when you're over at Instagram and you've got a picture on your camera roll, which, by the way, this picture was taken on his iPhone. This picture here, this picture was not taken on the bigger, better camera. It was taken on the iPhone. But we do have other, like, flat lays and other photographs that have been taken at different times of the day. Some of them might be a little shaky. Some of them might be perfect. Like, there's just different qualities. So the book in itself has different qualities of photography, because we didn't, it wasn't like that. It just came from our heart. Okay, that's a good picture. Okay, put that one in the cookbook, you know. Oh, that's a great picture. Put that one in the cookbook. And so you go through this back and forth. Now, over at Instagram, I don't think it's that forgiving. I think that it is a very hard road to publish over there and gain a devoted following. I really, really do. So we only have the 2 posts up. I think that I'm going to be able to maybe come up with like 6 different sort of kinds of posts that we want to put over there. So that eventually, you know, after about 9 panes, that's 3 and 3, 3, 3, 3. After about 9 panes of collage, we should have a pretty good idea of where the Instagram is going. And then if we need to fix it, we'll put some quotes in. We'll break it up with different things, flat lays of you know, spices and pantry items and that sort of thing. Could be the chart art too, where we're literally just breaking the Instagram. We're putting a spine on. Here's all that photography and all the lessons that we learned above. Here's our spine, and then we start again and start posting again. That's kind of the idea. All right. Oh yeah. I think this might be fun. It said that there were other pictures, and let me see. Let me see. Well, we'll just leave you with this because it's the 30th of December. It is the last day before the last day of 2017. It is the day before the last day of an entire year. So I'll leave you with this. This is in part of the book. May you find peace, joy, and happiness in the wonder that is all around you. And may you always remember that a good cup of tea makes everything better. Thank you so much for visiting with me today. I'm going to be doing a little bit, you know, more of these episodic posts on YouTube just to kind of process and journal some of the ideas that we've come up with and observations that we've had. So getting back to the life of Bitcoin, of course, hashtag make money with beauty, and hashtag if you want a relationship with me, put it on the blockchain. Look for my Bitcoin address out there. It's all over. And I thank you, and we'll talk soon. Bye-bye now.